Hey guys, we're back again with another movie review where the villains demand. I'm Evan the Great, and this is Justin Von Doom.
Free comic book weekend out there. We picked up the books today, and this weekend is Marvel's weekend for usually the biggest blockbuster of the year. And this year it's Avengers: Age of Ultron. And for one, don't be confused with the series that came out a few years ago. It's about crazy time travel. You're going to get really confused. Probably stop reading it halfway through. And yeah, just don't pick it up.
Yeah, so we went and watched it opening night. I thought the movie was good start to finish. It had good action scenes. I think it had a lot of good actors in it. They did good jobs on portraying all the characters. There was a mixture of new and old characters, and overall, I loved it.
Me too. I like it better than I did the first one. Where the characters really were butting heads in the first one, they're connecting on this one, so you see them form more of a team, and that's what was really my favorite thing about it is, as a team, you start to see them come together, like with, Iron Man saying shit, and then language, and then from there you know that, hey, okay, they've been doing this for a while, they're out there busting Hydra, the Avengers have come together. And I think the best thing about the movie was, it wasn't about, I guess you could say, Marvel's Cinematics big three, Thor, Iron Man, Captain America, but the movie was, there was that whole story with Hawkeye and his family, and then you really got to see what Black Widow went through when she was younger, and for them not having solo movies of their own, that was really nice to see. And even though the Vision doesn't show up till like halfway through the movie, it's almost like you got an origin of him. Sure, it's not the origin in the comics with Wonder Man's, I guess you should say, memory and stuff, but it was still a good origin. They introduced vibranium and stuff like that.
They did.
And when they dropped the Wakanda bomb, you're like, oh wow, awesome.
Yeah, I like all that stuff. The Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, I thought they did a really good job bringing them in, and I like the characters a lot. And this, spoiler alert, the Quicksilver does die in the movie. I was kind of upset, but
It gave the movie impact.
It did. It gave it impact, and they did a terrific job on doing both those characters. The Vision, you had a lot of cameos I like. Stan Lee's cameo was awesome.
Which is honestly a fact about Stan Lee. He was at Omaha Beach.
And it was so great just to have him in there, in the particular scene that he's in. I believe that's my favorite cameo he's done so far.
I agree.
A lot of talk about all of these characters, but one that really stood out to me that I liked out of the original cast is Thor. He had a lot going on in this movie, if you ask me, with just the way he portrayed, the way he went about it, and Ultron as the villain. I liked everything about it. But Ultron as the villain, I really liked the way that everything he done, the way he did it, the way he talks to the Avengers. He sounds really villainous and smart to me.
A lot of sarcasm.
He did, and he's big on that. And some people was like, well, why did they, they didn't even fight him that long or whatever. You got to remember, this is Ultron's first appearance in the Marvel Universe as far as the movies go. So he adapts. He come back. They fought. They basically fought him twice. And who knows? I don't know if he's dead or not. A lot of people think he is. I don't think he is. I don't think he's gone all the way. But my favorite part about the entire movie is the Vision. I really, really, really enjoyed the Vision. He looked cool. He did a lot of stuff I think the Vision would do, and his character really grew on me. From when he got introduced like halfway through, he was still in the movie for like an hour and something. He's just really good, and when they put the cape on him, I liked it.
Oh yeah, I thought the Vision was awesome. Even just the way he looked.
Oh yeah.
But liking the fact that he showed up so much, like I said, what they do with his origin and whatnot. What bothers me is now he has the mind gem, which apparently is what is in Loki's staff, and of course, it's immense. If you've read Infinity Gauntlet with the Infinity Stones, it's immensely powerful. And then he's got it, and which basically, Thanos even said one gem will make you a god, which, sure, he was destroying bots left and right, but when he fought Ultron, he's like, I'm nothing against Ultron, which I understand he doesn't want to fight Ultron.
Yeah.
But he knows he has to. You know, and then all of a sudden he's doing the phasing thing, you know, like where he grabs Ultron drone and rips it apart. But none of that's ever explained. I guess it's like you have to read into the movie like, oh, well, the gem is giving him all these abilities. And that is one thing I just didn't care for, that he's got this extremely powerful cosmic weapon in his forehead, and yet hardly any of it explained except for what Thor had said about him. And I thought that was something they really could have hit on in the movie that they kind of really broke away from and really didn't touch as much as what they should have.
Oh yeah, I can see why they would put something like that in a character. I can see whenever they do Infinity War, I can see Thanos killing him in the beginning of it and taking that gem. Something to ignite the Avengers, let them know, well, he just walked right down here and did this, and I can see that being as a power play for him to really wake the Avengers up.
Like we thought with Quicksilver's impact to the movie.
Maybe that's why they killed Quicksilver there, because they're going to save a big, powerful character for when Thanos shows up.
And another thing, which I know you were big on, there's not a lot, I really liked it, there's not a lot I didn't like. But the thing is, like, War Machine got some play in the movie.
He did.
And Falcon got none.
He did not.
He was like, hey, I'm at the party. I showed up at the New Avengers facility, but yet when War Machine's flying around blasting Ultron zones, they should add Falcon to that.
Yeah.
Especially if they're going to add him into the next Captain America movie. They should have gave him some play, because that was almost everybody in the whole cinematic universe had actually got action in the movie, except for him. And then that also leads me to one other person getting no action that I thought they should have had, was the Hulk. Don't get me wrong, the Hulkbuster fight was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, when he's go sleep, and I understand that's like the Hulk's high point of the movie, but he was the only big Avenger that didn't fight Ultron.
He did not.
And I really felt
they punched him.
Well, yeah, but I really felt that he should have, though. Because, you see the struggle with, first, Iron Man's fighting him when they're in the shipyard, and then Captain America's fighting on top of the semi, which, I mean, really Captain America has no right fighting somebody that's supposed to be as powerful as Ultron. And then Thor, I don't even know if you consider Thor fighting him, which I guess, in a way did, because Vision helped him. And then, but the Hulk never got a chance to get in there and do some damage against him. Which, I mean, that's honestly I thought the movie was going to end. Was like, the Hulk's just going to have to go nuts and destroy Ultron himself. But I like the way that they got rid of Ultron. If Ultron's gone, I mean, I know it's cinematic universe and, villains don't last like they do in comics. But I like to think that, hey, maybe he snuck himself into Tony's armor.
I think he did. I think a lot of the fight, if you ask me, look, when they fight Ultron a lot. I think a lot of times when Ultron's fighting him, he's gathering data. That's why all the people are fighting for so long.
Oh yeah, like you said, they hacked the files.
I think he's
and stuff like that.
getting data on each one of these heroes, and he might be getting it to store it somewhere for somebody else to use. Who knows?
Yeah.
But even though the Hulk didn't have a huge impact, Bruce Banner kind of did. But the Hulk itself in the action scenes was really held back, and I like that all the scenes with Bruce and Black Widow, they kind of had their little romantic thing going on. But the biggest part about some of the Hulk stuff is towards the end of the movie, he has a big impact. And,
he leaves.
Yeah, and then he winds up in the bottom of the ocean.
The ship did.
Yeah.
They said he was at Fiji.
And while that going on, the New Avengers Institute, of course, they're gonna find out where he's at. Could be setting up for something big.
Well, they really laid some foundation there, and especially with the mid-credit scene. Another spoiler. I'll have to do this myself, know, and then he grabs the Infinity Gauntlet, which I understand, like, in the first 4, it's an Easter egg that you see the gauntlet.
Yeah.
And I believe it's got all the gems. So, I mean, I'd read somewhere online where someone's like, well, I think he showed up in Odin's, trophy room and took it. There's no way in the world. For one, if it didn't have no gems in it, and I'm pretty sure Odin would know Thanos was there, which would be really awesome to watch. I mean, the one time they had fought in comics is pretty awesome. But, I mean, that right there, that gave me goosebumps. I mean, remember the applause that got?
Yes.
I mean, people were just like, woo, because now you know what's coming. And the thing is, there's still 2 more gems around, and, is he going to go find them himself and then collect the rest of them? Or are they going to show up in other movies? I guess that's the big thing right now. Most people are going to
It could. I can see one showing up in Doctor Strange
that's
and maybe Black Panther.
So... Man, let's see. I think that's all I got with what I didn't care about the movie that I can think of. I mean, I'm sure as soon as we're done with this, something's going to pop up.
Yeah,
I mean, but I was just so excited to watch it. I mean, I didn't hate those things that I didn't like.
Yeah.
I just think they could have made the movie better, which, I mean, they say that Joss Whedon, the movie's supposed to be 3 hours, and he had to cut 30 minutes out of it. So, you know, the things I'm bitching about may actually be in the movie. We'll just have to wait for the
throw it on the
Blu-ray DVD to come out.
Another thing I really liked, I know we kind of talked about it, is I'm a huge Iron Man fan. He's my favorite superhero. And I love the way they did the Hulkbuster. Like all the parts getting, you know, destroyed and new parts just flying on the whole time. That's the way you would have to fight the Hulk if you ask me. Because every blow, no matter what you're made out of, that crap's going flying.
Yeah, when he was on his back, ripping it off.
And I like how Scarlet Witch used her, that showed right away how powerful she was. Oh, I'm just going to get him and bam, there he is tearing up a city or making them fight against each other. That's a very powerful ally that the New Avengers now have.
Yeah, and hopefully they play her to their strengths. You know, you see where she's with there at the end with the New Avengers facility, and I mean, technically now she is the most powerful person on that team, and maybe that's her is how they'll use Doctor Strange's maybe I guess debut, because you know in the comics forever you know oh I have this chaos magic, and then you read Disable, and you know like, oh there's no such thing as chaos magic, and he's got to take her out. So.
Just all in all, man, I just want to see a movie with the new Avenger lineup that they had in that movie.
As long as Miss Marvel's in it.
She could be. Could throw in Doctor Strange. Could throw in Spider-Man. That's the name I'm going to throw out.
Well, let's save that for another day.
All right, guys. Just remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and share us on Facebook. Follow us on YouTube. We've been putting up a lot more videos here lately. If you're into gaming videos, we got a Pathfinder session going on. If you're into movie reviews, we do a lot of those. We're getting back into the comic reviews as we continue forward. If you got any questions, guys, ask on our Facebook page or send us an email. Let us know what you want. We can set up a Q&A with y'all guys if you want. We're starting to get a few more people kind of commenting on us and liking our stuff. And I think that's it.
Yeah.
Keep reading, y'all.